Shalom. Allah start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Rakak Kadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to the hopeful elect that's pushing this truth across four corners of the earth and all faith, truth, and sincerity. This I'm one abide back again in sitting. Just want to go into real quick. Just about the times that we're in right now. And this go for me first and foremost, and those that believe in the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai, believe in this truth that the apostles and the elders and brethren and great millstone, teaching week in and week out. Being in these times right now, just got to be more knowing, what's going on around you, not being, this go for me, like I said, go for me first and foremost, not being, careless, like people out here are, we have, so-called Negro, Latino, natives, Israelites out here careless, even women, women are careless, because women, they don't be aware of what's going on. They just out here willy-nilly, right? Not knowing the time of things, but those that believe in Lord Yahweh Shai, and I ain't gonna say all women, but I ain't gonna say all, but most of these women out here are careless for the most part, man. When something is something's not right going wrong, not something that's not right, going wrong, that's not going on around you, that's not normal, I say. But you have those women or men, I could say men too, men in there too, that they just not paying attention. They not knowing the read, as they say, read the room. They not knowing what's going on. They want to keep partying, bullshitting. They want to keep having fun. In the midst of things are going on, trouble. This and that. Things are going on. But even though it's not going on around them, that don't mean it's going on, in other areas, or that don't mean that it's not gonna come to you. That don't mean that those troubles that's going on in Iran and so forth is not gonna come to America, Babylon the Great. Just because it's going on in Iran don't mean it's not coming to America, Babylon the Great. The troubles of a lot of death and destruction. It's gonna come to America, Babylon the Great. But you got people out here, so-called Negro, Latino, Israelites, and just these Americans in general, they just want to keep partying, bullshit, and be entertained, but it's gonna catch a lot of people off guard once these plagues that the Lord Yahweh is gonna bring upon America, Babylon the Great, in these times, because they're not paying attention, what's going on around them, But those that believe in Lord Yahweh Shai, is going those that are in the spirit of the Lord, Yahweh Shai, is going to pay attention to what's going on around them, and not be careless and not fall asleep, fall asleep, to go back to the ways of the things of the world, want to have fun or whatever it may be, because the elect and the men of the Lord, is gonna stay upon their watch. They're gonna stay, in the spirit. Gonna stay, what's going on around them, and not be careless and foolish. Like these, rest of these, Negro, Latino, natives, Israelites, and these Americans, these Babylonians, not seeing, the evil, the very evil days, times that's ahead, that's coming. But don't get into it. It's on Proverbs 20:23. A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished, So we go to the word prudent right there. A prudent man, excuse me, a prudent man, is wise, wise and know what's going on around him, having a foresight, seeing things that can happen before it happens, having that, like I said, that foresight, and that's the men of the Lord, the apostles, and the elders of Brother Great Millstone, the men of the Lord that had this truth, that have the spirit of the Lord Yahweh Bashim Shah on them. To see, the evil days, to know, and just having that, that sense of knowing what's going on around them, knowing, having that knowing of, you seeing, hey, it's time to get the hell out of this, out of this party, whatever it may be, you see, like, you see, you have a sensible of trouble is on a rise. So it's time to get the fuck up out. Excuse me. It's time to get up out this situation. Excuse my language. It's time to get up out this situation. It's time to go home. It's time to, hey, we won't get caught up in these troubles. We won't get caught up in bullets flying and this and that. All out fighting and all that stuff like that. We won't get out that situation now. You see it about to go down. Get out the club, get out the situation, whatever it may be, right? Get out of the store, whatever, right? Get out there as soon as possible. Don't be like, oh, not no one's going around and think everything just gonna be okay, because that's how these Americans of Babylon the Great are, two-thirds Israelites, so-called Negro, Latinos, two-thirds, they just like, they like, oh, whatever, keep on partying bullshit until something boom happens, right? Because they didn't take heed, especially not taking heed to the warnings that the apostles and the elders and brother grandmaster are teaching. And, they're gonna keep on just, passing on. Matter of fact, I'll read that again. Proverbs 20:23. A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. So, so the simple gonna pass on and are punished, man. They're gonna get punished. Simple-minded people out here, man. Like I say, careless, just whatever, right? And they don't give a damn. They not. They like I say, they just worrying about, just want to out here, just want to be doing whatever, right? They not fearing. They don't have no fear in the Lord. They don't have the fear of the Lord Yahweh Basham Shah on them. They just, I'm gonna do. They think they invincible or whatever, right? Until something major happens. Until the Lord Yahweh Basham Shah bring that judgment down upon you, hard-headed two-third Negro, Latino, Native Israelites, man. It's out here running around America, Babylon the Great, acting crazy. The Lord Yahweh Shah gonna bring judgment upon you. You hard-headed Israelites that's out here doing wickedness. Out here being disobedient. Not taking heed to the apostles and the elders of Grand Millstone. Not repenting from your wicked ways. But hey, everybody got their role, right? Either you part of that righteous number. You fear the Lord Yahweh Shah. You're that righteous number. You fear the Lord Yahweh Shah. Excuse me. You fear the Lord Yahweh Shah, and if you're part of the righteous number, Lord Yahweh Shah gonna have mercy on you. You repenting. You fast and pray. You asking for forgiveness from the Lord Yahweh Shah. And you just hope that Lord Yahweh Shah have mercy and deliver you in these times going forward. But those that don't believe in the truth that the apostles and the elders and brother Grand Mr. don't teach. They don't believe in the Lord in the name of the Lord Yahweh Basham Shai. They don't believe the name, and those that don't believe in the name, or trust in the name or whatever it may be, they're gonna be destroyed. Two-thirds Israelites that still call on Jebus or whatever, or any other name, the Lord is not gonna hear that shit. Excuse my language. Lord Yahweh Basham Shai is not gonna hear that, man. He gonna be like, and like hey, just deal with the judgment, Because two-thirds is what's coming, And me, myself, first and foremost, hopefully I'm part righteous enough, Lord Yahweh Shah have mercy upon me, I escaped the wrath of his judgments, man, because, I said Lord Yahweh Shah is a power to be, taken serious and be feared of, man. Not a power to be played with, man. But I didn't want to make it too long, so I'm going to go from there. This is Ephesians 5:15. See then that you walk circumspectly. Excuse me, read it again. Ephesians 5:15. See then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise. So see then you walk circumspectly. And so you go to word circumspectly. Circle means, look, spec means around. So look around, be look, look around. No, be excuse me. So you want to look around. Know what's going on around you. Basically, right? So you being circumspect. You paying attention. You're not, oh, let me just, do whatever. You knowing the times that we're in now, ain't no time to be partying, bullshitting, and messing around. Because you don't know what can happen. You get, like I say, you get caught up in a situation. A crazy accident happens, or a terrorist attack, whatever it may be, or some attack, or whatever it may be that happens. You get caught up in that. That'd be the judgments of the Lord Yahweh Shah. What I'm saying? Not as fools, but as wise, because like I said, the elect of so-called Negro, Latino, Israelite ain't gonna be foolish. Like the people of the world, we're gonna be wise. Wise in the times, knowing the situation. Knowing the days that they were in now going forward, it's gonna get it's gonna get worse and worse. It's gonna get bad. It's gonna get really, wicked out here, man. Very serious times. Is coming upon this place, America, Babylon Great, and a lot of people still out here, like I say, willy nilly, whatever, right? They're just doing what they want to do. Not taking heed to the warning signs. Warning, don't go this way, turn around. You're going the wrong way. They not paying attention. It's gonna be, they're gonna just be, caught up in the judgments, that Lord Yahweh has prepared. For those that ain't right. 2/3 Israelites. And these Babylonians in America, Babylon the Great. We'll go from there. Ephesians 5:15, redeeming the time because the days are evil. So redeeming the time, so knowing the time, redeeming the time, hey, know what time it is, because the days are evil, man. The days are evil, man. The days are going by fast, Lord Yahweh Shah speeding the days up for the elect's sake, because how bad things are finna get. Lord Yahweh Shah got to speed these days up, for the elect's sake, those that believe in Lord Yahweh Shah. Because there's finna be a lot of death and destruction about to come about upon this place, America, Babylon the Great. In this world, this wicked world that the so-called white man Esau and my devils, that's that's running this world, the ones in power, the elites, because Lord Yahweh Shah finna bring their judgment down upon these wicked Edomite devils, man. And upon America, Babylon the Great, so. Knowing the times, man, not in time of partying, bullshit, and having fun. You still got these people out here still in that mind frame of Mother's Day and buying stuff in these made up days or whatever, right? These heathen customs. That our people still want to get involved in, and like, what is you doing? You save your money, especially now. Gas and everything going up. You might as well just save your money and trying to buy this and that, Mother's Day, whatever. Still into these heathen customs. Ain't got nothing to do. I'm talking about you so-called Negro, Latino, Native Israelites, which are Israelites. Stop getting involved into the heathen customs. Ain't got nothing to do with us, man. Get out that mind frame, man. It don't mean shit. It's bullshit. Excuse my language, whatever. But just saying, it is. It don't mean nothing, but hey, you gonna have those 2/3 gonna do what they want to do. Like I say, these hard-headed women out here, you have, because I said 2/3 Israelites, most of the 2/3 Israelites gonna be women. What I'm saying? It's gonna be men and children that know it too, but it's gonna be women, because like I said, women outnumber men. A lot of these women out here that running their mouth and talking all crazy and this and that. Lord Yahweh Shah gonna deal with a lot of Israelite women out here, man. These times going forward, a lot of Israelite women out here gonna be getting, dealt with, and get those, and getting those harsh judgments. Excuse me, and getting those harsh judgments by the Lord Yahweh Shah. We'll go from there. Why that's popping up? It was Ecclesiastes 9:12. For man also knoweth not his time, as the fishes that are taken in the evil net. Matter of fact, hold on. See something. Yeah, so go Ecclesiastes, Ecclesiastes 9 to 12. For man also knoweth not his time, as the fishes that are taken in the evil net, and as the birds that are caught in the snare. So are the sons of men snared in evil time, when it falleth suddenly upon them. So say we in those times, evil's times, man. You finna have a lot of people out here, so-called Negro, Latino, Native Israelites, finna get caught up in the evil days, evil times, right? Because they not paying attention. It's not everyone, because like I say, the elect are in, full, being gonna be in full attention and knowing the times, understand like this ain't these days, are not normal. The days ahead it's gonna be, it's gonna be worse than what it is right now. It's gonna get way worse. So, but like I say, two thirds Israelites out here, they're still not, taking it serious. They're gonna get caught up in those judgments, the horrific judgments that the Lord Yahweh Bahashim Yahshua has in store. They're gonna just get caught up in it, to get snared up. Get snared up in the evil days, evil times, the bad, wicked times that we in the beginning of it, but it's gonna get worse. It's gonna get way worse. So, I didn't want to make this too long. So, hope this was edified. So again, I like to give our praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Kakadash, to the apostle elders, to the Sasaki brothers, to the Fiakwaf sisters, the